Podcast. I'm Shanegotyou11, and with me as always is Trey and Nick.
What's up, everybody? We're back again with another episode of the Coast Madden Podcast. Hope you guys are doing good. I got the squad with me. I got Shanegotyou11, and we got Nick, Nick is, he's been away. He's been out, getting paid, being with the women and all that. So, Nick, where were you at during this hiatus? Were you living it up pretty big, or what were you doing?
No.
Okay. The reason he doesn't want to talk is because he's doing some real classified, top secret kind of stuff that he can't talk about.
He's actually with the CIA.
He's with the CIA, and okay, something weird just happened. But no, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Even throughout the inconsistent streams, but I think most people just watch it after it gets recorded anyway. So I appreciate you guys for that, and for anyone that sits through and listens to this podcast towards the end, let us know. You know what I mean? Like, let us know in the comments about any potential subjects that you would like us to discuss, or anything of that nature regarding sports or Madden in general. Always open to that kind of thing. But with all that being said, Shane, how have you been doing?
I'm doing good, bro. I'm definitely streaming a lot more, as you guys know. I'm a little tired today, I'm not gonna lie right now. I need a pop to wake me up.
All right, how about you, Nick? How have you been doing?
EA sucks.
Okay, so Nick is negative as usual, but that's okay.
Wow.
I'm kind of going into the first topic. That was a smooth transition, but I guess going into the first topic, but lately these servers have been not the greatest. I mean, we've seen Shane stream, if anyone else has been in Shane's stream during those last couple days, but it is very inconsistent in terms of getting into a game. I actually, recently downloaded the latest patch and couldn't get into a MUT head-to-head game. Restarted the app, couldn't do it. Then I tried online head-to-head with regular teams, was able to get a game. So hopefully that gets fixed, because I just grinded solos to get the new Taylor Mays. Well, not new Taylor Mays, he came out, but I'm excited to test him out and see what he's able to do. But it's really not a good look for Madden as a whole when these servers are like this. But Shane, I know you made a video about the EA servers, but I guess to summarize, like, what are your thoughts on the servers, and do you think it's ever gonna be in a place where we don't see any desyncs or just lag in general?
Well, I'm gonna be honest, like I said in the video last night, I was a little bit fired up in the video. If anybody listened to it, I mean, actually I know people listen to it. I mean, I got enough views going on
No.
so far. I was a little bit fired up. And the thing is I'm not a negative Nancy. Like, if I lose, you guys won't really hear me complain and be like, well, it's a glitch play, it's not fair, wham wham. Like, sure, there's certain times that there is, like, I do complain, but in the very minority. I think people would at least agree with that, like, that I complain in the minority when I lose. But with the servers, I'm actually going to agree with Nick on something about Madden. The EA servers are trash. They're horrible. I mean, they are god-awful horrible. I mean, I could have done better standing outside with McDonald's internet and probably have the servers working better. They're that bad. They're trash. They're horrible. I honestly, if you guys want to know my little conspiracy theory on this whole thing, is I think they didn't know how many people were going to buy this Madden. I don't. I think they didn't know how many people were. Yeah, I don't think they were gonna. They knew how many people were gonna buy this Madden because the new generation consoles that are coming out, or however you say it, the new PS5, the new Xbox, yada yada. And I think with COVID, they weren't sure on revenue sales, and they were working from home, so it is a little bit harder. But I mean, it's been opened up for a few months now in restrictions, but they've been opened up, and I don't think they're ever going to fix it this year. I think the servers are going to be horrible. I think what they did is a good job on trying to get like fixing other stuff like bad plays and stuff. And yes, they do make it worse, but for the servers, to answer your question, Trey, no, I don't think it's going to be fixed. I think it's a conspiracy that they thought nobody was going to buy anything or buy any of the Madden really that much this year. I think that's why they didn't announce any other MCS tournaments. I think they were afraid that people weren't going to, without having money and it being unlimited, but that only the pros were going to buy a bunch of cards and packs, and so they didn't know if they would have enough money for the MCS tournaments.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy, and just to put it in perspective, you talk about, you personally, Shane, you probably spent, anywhere from, 700 to 1,500 or whatever the number is. And if you think about it, you would have had enough money to buy the next gen consoles, but
Yeah, I'm
instead
just going to
you're
be honest. Like, I
yeah.
spent 1,700.
Right. So that's, if you think about it, that's probably enough for. It's probably not enough for two consoles, but it'd for sure be enough for one. So
But that's what I'm
No,
saying.
it's
I
And
enough
yes,
for two.
what? Well, here's the thing though. For like YouTube paid it for me basically, right? So I'm not
mhm.
upset about the money, but my whole thing is, I know Trey, you're not dropping 1,700. I know Nick isn't. I know a lot of people that were actually Madden competitive players that didn't do it this year because they weren't going to spend 1,000 more on the tournament like Soul Crusher. He made a live event a couple years ago, but once he saw it was unlimited, he wasn't going to drop, you know what I mean, like 1,000 plus or 1,500 plus to field a decent team. Like I dropped 1,700 and I still did not have the best players. Just let that sink in.
Yeah, yeah, and the thing is that for people, I think people probably you could probably make the argument maybe the last couple of years that maybe if you were decent enough at the game that you would just put in some money and you would be able to at least have a chance to compete. But I think this year more than anything, like if you want to compete in these tournaments, then you have to break the credit card out and spend some money
Well,
more
here
than
you
ever.
want to know how
So
big this has changed, and I think you asked me last night, Trey. I apologize on the stream if you did ask me this. If it wasn't you, I apologize. If I'm making it up in my head, I apologize. But I believe you said, do you think MCS will be around later on when I was making the joke about being 65 years old? I don't
right,
know if it was you. Was it you, Trey, or no?
yeah, it was. I'm pretty
Okay, the
sure.
reason why I say it will be is because they made tons of money off this year, even more than years past. So here's what I'm going to break it down for you. So Madden 19, you know how much money I spent on packs?
How much?
$20.
Wow,
And I
wow.
was one win against Kiv from making the live event. There is no way in hell this year, even with
Wait,
how
wait, wait, wait. $20, $20, and you had all the good players.
no, no. On Madden 19, I dropped
Oh, I
$20.
thought
I had a
that.
decent enough team though. So basically, I had a decent enough team in Madden 19 dropping $20. Madden 21, I would have had a bunch of gold cards. They made it unlimited. They did it because the pros wanted it, Nick. And Trey and I have had this conversation before, and I think you too now, but before you were on the podcast, they basically all the pros cried and said, I want it unlimited. We're the ones who put the most money into it, but actually it's false. Before it was MUT Unlimited and it was salary cap, there was people that would put money into it and put like $300-$400 into it, like I did in Madden 20, and that's not that
Right.
bad. Like $300-$400 is not that horrible. You know what I mean? But now, like, think about it. I just spent $1,700 and I didn't have the best team.
Yeah, and this is the kind of the territory where we get into, like debating the topic. Like if you're someone that wants to compete in these tournaments and you're serious about it, is it fair to say that if you want to make a run at these tournaments that you have to spend money, either spend money or invest a lot of your time if this is something that you want to do? Like, do you think that that's a reasonable, thing?
I'm sorry. Say that again because I was thinking about what you were saying, and then I kind of
Yeah.
I forgot what you said. I'm sorry.
It's all good. No, I'm saying because and I hear this with W a lot all the time, but you know basically what I'm asking you is that do you think that okay, so like say for example if I made the decision, I'm like okay, I want to compete in these Madden tournaments. Like this is something that I want to do like for my first year. Do you think that it's fair that I should have to invest either money or time in order to do that? Like, do you think that me investing a lot of time or money to possibly get involved in these tournaments is good, or do you think that um, it should be more accessible to everybody? More.
Here's what I would do if I ran EA, and I'm going to be an armchair EA guy, okay?
Right.
I would literally do a regular season tournament, classic tournament, like they do, right?
Yeah.
But I'd do it online. I would promote the hell out of it. I would say $50 entry fee, double elimination. You're going to get 600 people with ease, right?
Yeah.
On probably both consoles, because they had over 8,000 do it this year for the tournament. So I'm just going lowball. Everybody's going to get excited. Everybody's going to be like, I could pick the Buccaneers or the Seahawks or the Chargers and play. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Like, it'll get people included and excited. Then it rolls into salary cap. I think unlimited MUT is ridiculous, and I could afford it. I think it's unfair for somebody like you or for Nick or for the general public. They're not going to want to do unlimited. Like people online, I've read so much stuff on Madden operations, the Twitter forum, other forums, not Twitter forum, but Twitter and other forums that they're like, I'm not spending that much money. And this one guy said, you don't have to spend that much money. And I said, yeah, you do. You either have to be on 24/7 this year, and I mean 24/7. I mean 23 hours, and you still will have just a decent team and not that good of a team.
Like, seriously? Actually, literally 23 hours?
I would say that this year. I mean, I thought the solos were extremely hard to get a good team this year for unlimited MUT. I mean, I've never been a solo challenge guy. Trey, do you think it was way harder to get a better team this year than last year to compete?
And the thing is that solos, like this is probably the first year where I've really kind of started grinding solos, and I know that I've said oh, solos are ridiculous and it's too hard. Honestly, and this might sound crazy, but honestly I can kind of understand why people grind solos, because even though it is frustrating at times, it's kind of cool to like piece. It's kind of like you're piecing together a puzzle. Like it's not like the journey solos where you just have 2 clock on the whole game, and you're just trying to beat the computer. But there's some solos where some objectives are, you have to score, you have to complete 8 passes in 6 attempts, and it's like in some situations you have to like think and say, okay, well, if I want to get this objective completed, then I'm gonna have to punt them the ball in order to get this objective completed. So in a way, I think that part intrigues me enough to where I think they're interesting enough, but I still I don't know I kind of like, and it's crazy to say, but solos, like when I started getting into them, I kind of like the whole, piece together a puzzle and complete the objectives. I think it would be boring if it was all just, play multiple computer games and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
but my I guess what I'm saying on this is my question is because it's unlimited MUT and not salary cap like in previous years. Like I mean, there's a cap, is what I'm saying. Is
Yeah. Yes.
don't you think this year you had to play it way more if you wanted? I mean, way more if you wanted to have a good team on solo battles than any time before, or no?
Yeah, I would agree.
Here,
I think we've seen I think his name is Joker Kale. I think he was in the Ravens. I think he won the Ravens Club Series last year, but he was someone who didn't spend a dime in Madden, and he got his team by grinding the game, and I know he probably had to put in a lot of time in order to do that. But here's where I struggle with this because at some point, yeah, I think it could be a little bit egregious with the amount of money you're spending and how much grinding you have to do. But if you think about it, like to register for these events, you have to be 16 years old. And when you turn 16, like for example, when I was in high school, something that I was kind of interested in was like being able to produce, like make beats and stuff. And it's like, okay, well, if I wanted to be able to make beats, then I'd have to pay for the software in order to do it. And I'd have to try to invest time in learning how to, make the right music and stuff. So I think it's good for people to understand the concept that if you want to do something, then you have to either invest in it or spend money.
I
But
agree. I agree to a certain degree on that. Like, for example, when I was younger and I was making music, right? I was doing it
yeah,
on the computer, and I sent it into the radio station. The radio station guy literally said, "Do you hear this? This is trash. This
yeah,
is garbage." And I was like, my ego was like, "Damn, right?" And I'm like, "So the lyrics are bad, the flow's bad, or like what's going on?" And he said, "No, it's not studio quality. It's garbage quality. You need if you want to be something." So I agree on that degree. You know what I'm saying? Like how you said you have to put some
yeah,
money into it. So that I agree on. So I went to the studio and it cost me about 120 bucks an hour. It'd take me about an hour and a half to do a song, make sure it was well written, make sure that the beat was right, make sure yada yada yada. So I agree that spending some money should play a part in this, and especially if you want to put in the time, like try to make your players put in the time to do the challenges. But this year, if I would only spent $300 or $400 or $500 even, I would have had a middle of the pack team, 85 team
yeah,
against 93 teams. I mean,
yeah,
people had 93 teams. I had a 91 team, and I spent 1,700. All I'm saying is I think they need to go back to the where it had a cap. I don't care what the pros say. I really don't. They're nobodies to me. Like their opinion is just opinions, just like your opinion or my opinion or Nick's opinion. I think they should have a cap. I think it should be $500 cap if you want to know the truth. If you have five hundred
yeah.
dollars per person that they spend the money, and they have 8,000 people enter. That's a lot of money, man.
It is. It is.
Nick, what's your opinion on this?
Well, I think even if you do solos, your team, like for mud head to head, if you grind every single solo, you're still not gonna have enough. You're still not gonna have a good enough team as the people who spend money. So I think to get a good, if we're just talking about strictly about mud, to get a good team, you have to spend money. I don't even think challenges cut it. You have to spend money, but
Yeah, and I think that when you look at it, when you look at the state of video games as a whole, I feel like it's not like how it used to be, where you would pay for a video game and then you would play it for like 10 to 12 hours and then you would shelve it and move on to the next game. Really, when you pick up a game, that's like the game that you're invested in as a whole. I feel like I feel like when we say casual gaming, I feel like that's really not a thing anymore. I feel like for most people, I mean it's a hobby to an extent, but I'm just saying like when you pick up a game and decide to play it, you're committing to the service like Madden Ultimate Team or that kind of MMO style of gaming. I think that I'm pretty sure that pretty soon Madden is going to turn into a live service. It's not going to be you pay $60 for a full game. I think it's going to be similar to like Netflix, where you pay like a monthly fee and get more content and MUT and things like that. I think that's the direction that gaming is going in.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna say right here, and I'm sorry for stuttering, but here's what I'm saying right now. I think they'll lose players, except the ultra competitive players, if they do not make a cap. Like this year was not fair.
Yeah.
This year was not fair. Uh, I'll guarantee you there was less. Like I heard that was 8,000, and if it's true, then it broke the record from last year. But I don't believe it's true. I'll just
wait,
flat
what
out say.
record?
They had last year like, don't quote me. I think it was like 73 or 7,400 people enter for
Into
clubs.
what? Oh, okay.
For clubs, so most of them are spending money. Well, this year, supposedly people were saying, yeah, you guys said it was going to die out, but we're at 8,000. And I don't know where they got that number from. I haven't heard EA promote it on club championships. And that's my point right there.
8,000 people that registered for clubs.
The rumor is supposedly there's not been
Damn.
there's been zero verification from EA. Like last year when I watched clubs, they verified that there was like 73 or 7,400 who entered. They were proud of it because it was an all-time record. So why aren't they doing it now? That's because I think it's way less. Like I said, there were players that made live events in the past that did not enter the tournament because it was too much money for them to enter. So, would you rather? Here's my question to you, Nick and Trey. Just let me get this out, and then answer the question. Whoever wants to take it first, go ahead. Nick, and then Trey, or Trey and then Nick. It doesn't matter. Okay. So, would you have? Would you rather have unlimited MUT, right, where the average person has to spend $1,500, let's just say, but you only have 3,000 entries, or would you rather have it be $500 and 10,000 sign up?
I think I'd rather have it be a cap because if you do unlimited month, then you're only contributing to like the major streamers that are able to afford that. I think that one of the cooler things about Madden as an esport is that you can see people like Yardstick, for example. He's a guy that is in college to become a doctor or something along those terms.
Well, no,
I feel like
he's out of college. He's almost be a surgeon, bro.
right.
No,
What would
So
you think, Nick? What's your opinion? Like, because I have my own opinion that I was going to say afterwards. So, Trey, you think that
wait,
more
but
people
no
for
opinion
less
about
pay?
what?
Would you rather, if you were the EA head guy, right? Would you rather have 10,000 people enter and send on average 500, but have 3 or 4,000 enter and spend 1,500. You'll make
Okay,
more
I'm gonna say
money.
this first.
Go ahead.
If Yardstick becomes a surgeon, EA needs to go tell him to F off and don't listen to him, because if Yardstick becomes a surgeon, then they're really gonna start contributing to people like that who have money to spend, and it's just gonna. And if you think it's bad now, that's gonna make it a lot worse.
Well, it was already as bad as you can get with Yardstick making 6 figures or not. They made it unlimited this year, so it didn't matter. They listened to what all the pros said and complained about. So here's my thing. So 10,000 people at $500. I don't even know what it is. I think it's 500K they make from that. I don't know if my math is off. Here, let me do it actually, because this is what point I'm trying to do. I'm going to use a calculator.
But I think there should be a cap.
So yeah, so let's say $500 times 10,000 is what I said. They make $5 million if 10,000 people enter spending $500.
Damn.
So remember 5 million for me, Trey or Nick.
Right, yeah.
1,500 times 4,000. So they make $6 million from having only 4,000 people enter compared to 10,000. So they make $1 million more in profit by having less people enter but spend more money. Here is why, if I was the EA guy, I would still be for less money per entry and more people. More people playing will get the excitement level out there. So then the next year there's more people playing, and then the next year there's more people playing. When people hear that they have to spend like $1,500 instead of $500, people are gonna be like, "Nah, next." That's my opinion. So I would go with less entry fee, or not less entry fee, but less money spent on players for 500, and have way more players play and interested, and like that way more tournaments will fill up. All that stuff will fill up. Then you know what I mean. Having like top players and top YouTubers and Twitch people and people that can afford it spending more money. Like I said, Nick, you're not going to spend that much money. Trey, you're not going to spend that much money. I would never spend that money if I didn't have YouTube. A couple of guys that I know didn't spend the money or even enter because it was too ridiculous. So right there, that's 5 people that normally would play it that didn't do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think, going back to my point about Yardstick, mainly what I'm saying is that, when you do unlimited MUT, you're kind of, and I think I was watching like, I think it was like Throne or something, but he was saying, yeah, I'm glad that, I got into the Madden scene when I did, like, because like in the past you could have people that were, in college or in high school, which I kind of think that's should be for. I mean, if you're, 16 and you're in college, and you're make a little bit of money playing Madden, I think that's cool. But I think with it being unlimited MUT, I think it's kind of getting away from that, and it's only made for people that are like, already in the community. And we always say that, the pro Madden community is like cliquish. Like they don't
definitely cliquish.
They don't want to see like, random people, making it. So that's my
Right, and that's why you see like crew versus crew, right? Like 818 versus Top Madden. Like what? And they're like bluffing each other and like talking all that good, but then they're in the same Twitch stream helping out the rival crew beat a random player. Think about that. A rival crew would rather help each other out than a random player they don't know. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of Madden crews, I think the 3 big ones that are out right now is 818, TNC, and EMB. Those are like the major crews
Yeah, I agree
that
with
are
you
out
because
there.
like Top Madden, I feel it's top. Who the heck is Top Madden? Isn't it 818 or no?
I kind of want to say that it's the same thing.
See, I think so
I
too
feel
when
like
I said it.
yeah, I feel like 818 was Top Madden, but I think they just changed the name. But I could be wrong.
I think you're right. Like that's why when I said 818 and Top Madden going against each other, I was like, wait a minute, I think they're the same. Because problems with Serious Mo and Serious Mo's 818. So right when I said it, I realized I'm not correct. But you know what I meant. Like they would rather
Yeah.
worry 818 would rather help TNC than random beat TMC or TNC. I mean not TMC. TNC.
Yeah.
That's
Trying to get
crazy.
Yeah, and we're trying to get Madden Underground on the map. So
Right?
shout
Yeah,
out.
got to, man, got
Yeah.
to. But see, I still wouldn't like if I had beef, let's just say, with a random crew, and or not even beef. I wanted my crew to be better than this crew, like TNC, right? I would not
Yeah.
go on Twitch stream and try to help my rival out to beat a random player. Why would you do that? That makes zero sense. That'd be like the Seahawks going in the San Francisco stream and trying to help them beat like the New York Jets.
Right.
Makes
Yeah.
zero sense to me.
Yeah. All right. So I guess with all that being said, let's transition into the club series. We had some pretty good games over the last couple days. We had the AFC West yesterday, and I think it was the NFC West. I'm not. I'll find out. But
Yeah, it was the NFC
anyway,
West.
yeah. So the big and also I think it's the 24th is going to be the next one, and it's going to be the AFC East. We'll get to see TD Barrett in action, so that'll be pretty cool to see, and also Stevie J, which I know Stevie J took down a member of our crew, but Stevie J, in my opinion, he's like to me, he's like in the top 1%. I think he might take over, like, since Skimbo's not competing. I think he's gonna be like the player that really like takes over for like the AFC East side of things.
I think so too. I still
I'm
think
back.
that's the biggest mystery. Well, we just never mind.
Yeah.
What we just the biggest mystery to me is where did Skimbo go? Did he have a
I mean,
silent ban?
You said silent ban?
Yeah.
I don't I don't think he
Why'd you
got
say
silent.
ban?
A silent
Yeah.
ban is if somebody,
Oh,
usually they do it with
ban.
guys like
Oh.
Michael Jordan. The conspiracy theory is that he did not retire from basketball the first time because he wanted a break after his dad's death. He wanted, he was suspended for a year for gambling. Per David Stern, that's a conspiracy theory, but they did a silent ban so the top player, which is Michael Jordan at the time, would not have a mark on his name. And
Wait, ban or van? Like a van you drive or a van? Like, because to me it sounded like you said van, like a van you drive.
I
That's
mean,
that's what it
I
sounded
mean,
like,
I
Shane.
mean, I mean, to be fair, they do sound similar, but no, we're talking bands.
Oh, okay. Now, okay, never
here,
mind.
here,
Shane,
I'll
I
just say it
understand now.
this way: silent suspension. Is that better?
Okay, yeah, okay, that's better. All right, you can finish what you were saying now.
So
I was
my question, my conspiracy theory for the Madden community and for us right now is: do we think that Skimbo really missed a tournament, the biggest tournament of the year, 750K for a tennis tournament? Or do we believe that he had a silent suspension that MCS said, hey, you're going to have to take this off, but we won't say anything to hurt your legacy?
Yeah, and it's definitely interesting. I mean, you talk about, and I think that from what my understanding is that even some of the people that are like really close to Skimbo, like Dubby and like a few other people like that, but I guess what they're saying is that even those people that are like really close to him don't even know what the reason is.
Yeah, I don't.
But
I honestly, I'm not a huge conspiracy theorist, but on this one, I don't really believe it was tennis. I think he got in trouble kind of like
Why?
Voltrax.
I mean,
Why don't you believe it was tennis?
Because
I mean-
he would have to make more money at tennis than Madden. So either his marketing should take a hit. He does not believe in himself anymore. Like when he was all up on stage with the new GOAT sweatshirt, putting 4 up, saying like I'm better than Problem, whoop-de-whoop. He either doesn't believe in himself anymore and thinks that he's not that good anymore compared to all the new players that are showing up, or he got suspended. That's only the rhyme or reason. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
There's no way that he left for tennis when I guarantee you the prize pool was not as much as this Madden tournament. So he either thinks that he's not that good enough anymore. Like, he's still a good player, don't get me wrong, but he's not good enough to win tournaments anymore. And so he'd rather do tennis tournament? Or did he get a silent suspension? Like,
Okay,
Voltrax got
yeah.
suspended for racism. I know people were mad, actually,
Okay,
about
well, that
Skimbo.
wasn't a silent suspension,
What's
was
that?
it? Said, but Voltrax, that wasn't a silent ban, was it?
No, but he is on record with way more racism than Skimbo. Like, Skimbo had a couple Twitter and, were they Vines back in the day, Trey?
yeah, I remember you. I remember you telling me about that you've seen that. I mean, I remember you told me that. I personally never seen the Vines. The only thing that I knew about was the tweets that he put out.
The Vines were the homophobic ones. And he was
Yeah.
going on. It wasn't like calling somebody like, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna say it, but like not really being like homophobic. With like in my era, that's how you grew up, and you'd say something to somebody. You didn't really care what their sexual orientation was. You were just talking crap. But he was going on literally like I heard the Vine. It was during Madden 16. He was going on about like
Who's Skimbo?
about homosexuals. Well, then all of a sudden, the Vines were completely taken down once he made the MCS verse. I think it was Serious Mo at the time, the very first year. And I just think that like he might have did something, got caught up, or maybe they were people got that EA got heat, and maybe not. Maybe he just decided to do a tennis tournament because he doesn't care about Madden that much anymore. But if you don't care about Madden that much anymore, why are you streaming now?
Well, I'm just gonna say this, and it's my opinion. Actually, well, should I say this on the live stream? It's just my honest opinion. But should I say it, Shane?
It depends on what you're gonna say, bro.
You probably.
No.
Okay. Here's
It's
the new
not.
rule.
It's not
Here's the new
politics, but
rule. This is a new rule, Nick. If you have to ask beforehand what you're gonna say is okay, then you're.
I already know what you're gonna go on, and I'm gonna disagree.
It's not
with.
politics.
I'm gonna disagree
at
with
all.
you, dude. I'm gonna disagree with you.
All right,
I'm gonna disagree
whatever.
with you, so we
Okay.
should fucking move on. Pardon my language. We should move on.
Shane,
I knew you were gonna
don't
disagree with me before I.
So
yeah,
we should just let's just move on. Let's just move on.
Okay.
So I think that he got suspended. That I'll just leave it at that. And I just fined myself $10 for saying the F word on air.
Wow, Shane. Nice
Yeah.
job.
I think I might be the only one that hasn't got fined yet.
You're
Anyway,
close.
can we talk about the NFL games and how Trey's team almost lost to the Jets?
Yeah, and you guys couldn't help us out with the Bills, so what's up with that, you guys?
Well, that's because, like I told Nick, and Nick is young, so you got to apologize
Okay,
for him
but
sometimes.
Trey
The Seahawks
almost
defense
lost.
is trash.
Okay, but Trey's defense couldn't stop passes from Joe Flacco against the Jets.
We got
The
dotted
Jets.
up. We got dotted up by Joe Flacco.
Nick, you
which
realize
hate
we play
to
the
see
Jets,
it,
right?
which you hate.
Yeah, but
You realize we play the Jets. That's all I'm going to say. And what if we
but
lose?
Bill
What if we
Belichick's
lose?
Bill Belichick's corners couldn't even stop from getting routed.
Right, and their corners are better
And
than our
that's
corners.
embarrassing. Exactly, so that's embarrassing.
So, what? Like, bro, you are clowning Trey's team that lost, or not lost, that beat the Jets barely because Flacco dotted up the Jets defense. The Patriots defense, excuse me. You realize that the Seahawks defense is worse than the Patriots, right? You realize that we set records for how bad our defense is.
I know,
You realize
it's because
that
our defensive coordinator sucks.
Bro, it doesn't matter. My point is so what's going to happen if we play the Jets and lose? Be careful when you ask for smoke. There doesn't need to be a fire.
I just don't feel like we would lose against the Jets, but that's just me.
But it still might be a 38-35 game.
Right.
So then what? I mean, then like this whole trash talk is
No, I'm just kidding around. You know that.
Look, here, I'll break this down for you, because I think Trey knows this, but Nick.
But can we talk about
Hold on, Nick. I want to show you how bad our defense is. That's why I say be careful what you say to people, because I'm super competitive, and if our team loses and then people talk crap, I'm gonna get fired up.
Jason McCourty got his ankles broken in the end zone and left the Jets receiver wide open.
Our cornerbacks were 15 yards off coverage when it was 3rd and 5. Do you understand what I'm talking about?
Yes.
He needs 5 yards.
Okay, but Jason McCourty was at the end zone. And he couldn't even cover whoever that guy was.
But at least he got his ankles broken because he was kind of close.
Okay.
Bill's right. Look, I'll say this. Did you know Josh Allen was 20 for 20 for 185 yards and 2 touchdown passes? 100% completion.
He didn't throw 1 pick. Damn, that's crazy.
No. What I'm saying is 20 for 20 with 2 touchdowns, 185 yards when his wide receivers had 3 yards of separation. You know how bad that is? That is the most completions for the whole year for having 3 yards of coverage off. So our defense couldn't even stick with them.
I know.
I'm just saying, bro.
But can we talk about all the games in... Wait, what week was this? Week 9?
Yeah.
Yeah, so can we talk about week 9, Trey?
But here, real quick. The Patriots had 3 touchdowns and 9 picks.
And their run got shut down in the first half.
Before the Jets game. You realize that Cam Newton
I'm talking about in the Jets game.
Yeah, but Cam Newton had his best game of the year against our Seahawks. What's up, Chad?
What up, Chad?
What's up, Chad?
I'm just saying, man.
Okay, but doesn't that mean that Cam Newton's kind of trash if he can't even have a good game against the Jets of all teams?
I don't know what his stats were. I didn't really watch it until the very end.
But Shane, you said you agree with me that Cam's done.
I think Cam's near the end. Yeah, I think he quit. I think he mentally checked out. Oh, speaking of mentally checked out, Trey, Nick, you guys, who was it that I said mentally checked out? Oh, Noonan. Noonan checked out of the tournament. That was embarrassing. Did you guys watch a game at all?
No.
The funny thing is that
why was that embarrassing?
I started watching that game, but I don't know what I think I might have taken a shower or something, but then when I came back,
Shane,
it was already over. So.
Why was that embarrassing?
Because
he gave up.
He gave up mentally, bro. He still played, but he didn't want to be there. So my problem with people is a lot of people have damn, I'm drawing a blank because I'm tired. When you're ahead, front runner. Thank you, front runner.
Yeah.
He has a front runner mentality. That's why when I've played him and he beat me, he looked like he was like Skimbo. But when I've beat him, I've blown him out, and I know why now. I never knew why. I think I'm 3-1 or 3-2 or 2-1. It doesn't matter against him. I've won more games against him than he's beat me, and now I know why. He literally did not want to be there anymore. He was so embarrassed that he was losing on TV or on the internet that he was checking out. I watch him and I'm like, he's a quitter. Like that Eminem song was,
So
or like
what?
whatever. You're a
So what?
quitter.
So what? So you think he checked out when he played you?
I think a lot of people are front runners, bro. I think a lot of people in the Madden community and just in life in general, when everything's going good, they are flowing, and when they have any bit of adversity, thank you, they crumble. Like, there's times that look, I'll say this. I was down 21-0 at half in a $200 money game before. I ended up winning 28-21. He would have checked out. He would have checked out. He would have checked out. I'm not saying I'm better than him overall. He made the more live events. My point is that people quit, dude. People quit.
You said 200-0?
Yeah.
Yes,
wait.
He came
200 points to 0.
No, $200.
Oh, I thought you said you were down 200-0. I was about to say
21-0.
Oh, my bad, Mr. George. I was about to say, how'd you come back losing 200-0?
No, if you're down 21-0 at half in a $200 money game, most people check out. That's why when I watch like the top pro guys that come back, I'm like, okay, they have heart. Noonan didn't have heart, man. I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm not trying to bag him, but I watched that game, and he was down like.
How much was he down by?
Well, one time when it was watching, he was like down 14-0 at half or something like that, and he was sweating.
Why would you quit right there? Wow.
Because people are worried about how they look. That's why Chaos. I mean, Chaos is a decent guy, man. I don't have a problem with him. He's been cool every time I've ever, talked to him. But that's why the whole YouTube thing is on there of him when he's like, "Come on, man, the game's so bad." He was trying to really cover up for himself. He was embarrassed that he was losing. Like, I've played people in person for money games who brag how good they are, or just for goofing around that they say how good they are, and then they're down like 35-0 to me at halftime, or like 21-7, and they literally start saying that the game's cheating them. I understand sometimes you get cheated.
Yeah, I was gonna say you know that if someone ever tells you like I've played people for money like in the same house, like like if someone says that, then you know for a fact that they're built for games in that situation.
Yeah, I mean I've played sports. And I've had people literally be like cancer on the team. Like, if they're losing, they blame everyone but themselves. Like, I would have won, but I scored this many points.
Yeah, those people annoy the mother out of me.
Right, and but that's my point. My point is like, he checked out. He really, really checked out, and I mean, I don't know how he feels. I don't talk to him. I really hope that he figures himself out.
Your club?
Yeah, he was in my club this year. Yeah,
Then how'd you not beat him?
I didn't play him.
Oh.
I didn't do good myself, and
if
that
you
wasn't.
Played him, would you have beat him in the clubs?
It all depends. Like, for me, honestly, like this year, I didn't play that much leading up to clubs, and I played a little tighter. I admit that myself, but I never quit. There's a difference. Like, people play tighter in tournaments or money games, but don't quit. He quit. If you go look at the highlights, look at his face. Look at it. Like, he didn't want to be on stream anymore. He wanted an out, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I think that a lot of it has to do with the fact that Madden is like super competitive. Like even if we weren't playing for money, I think Shane even said that. But even when you're just like playing around, having fun, like you can't really just go into a game of Madden and just say, oh well, if I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. Now, obviously, if you lose, who cares? It's just a video game. But I think for the most part, everyone wants to win.
No, fully, I agree on that. But you also don't have to be,
yeah,
like a poor sport. Like, dude, yeah, sometimes I'm like, damn, I lost. It sucks, and I'm pissed off. I lost, but at the same time, I want to win. But like, I don't like. I don't know. One day I'll do a face camera for a whole year, and you guys will see that, like, I might get mad or pissed off, like you heard me last night and talk, my
You should really
junk,
do a face cam thing.
my junk, but I'll never quit. That's why you see me sometimes come back 17-0 or 14-0 or 10-0 because I don't quit, and those are against guys that are really good. Sometimes I still lose and get blown out. I mean, have I quit when it's like third quarter and I'm down like 28-3? Sure. Or 24-3 and I'm like, you know what, I lost. I just want to move on to the next, game to try to grind. Yeah. Money games I've never quit. Because damn, I'm my money. I'm battling to the last breath. And I mean, I'll just give you guys a prime example. When I was on Gamersoon, when I could be on Gamersoon a lot, and I was making hella money. I used to make money off of people that would beat me in MUT, and then talk all that trash, and then want to do a regs money game, and I'd blow them out. They didn't even play the same. And yes, the game modes are different. That's what I've preached to everybody. But the thing was, they played different. Because they were scared. They're scared of losing that money. That's why lots of times when you make a live event, you struggle. Corey. Anyways, that's just my point.
Yeah. Shane, you used to do a face cam. You really should.
One day, my man.
One day.
Well, you say that. You say that all the time, and then you never do.
I will though. It's because of my kids more than me. But
yeah, I think. Yeah, and I think that we can all agree that when you get taken to the woodshed in Madden, it's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling at all.
Yeah.
I think.
No, sometimes it's embarrassing.
Can we talk?
And I think that that might be a reason why people say, "Oh, Madden sucks," this and that. I think for most people when they say that, like, at least part of the reason might just be because they're embarrassed that they keep getting blown out.
It's an ego check. Yes, I fully agree on that. It's an ego check. They get embarrassed. That's why like I used to play people one-on-one in basketball, and if I beat them or I was gonna beat them, they would literally be like, "Oh, I wasn't trying that hard."
Yeah.
But they did it for a reason. But anyways, we can move on. I'm just saying, I wasn't accepted by Noonan. I didn't like that. But go ahead, Nick.
Two things. So can we talk about tonight's predictions and then talk about Week 9 also?
Yeah, we've been blabbing a long time, but I mean, I liked it.
Okay. So go into what Nick was saying. Like, we talk about NFL. Like real world football quite a bit during this podcast. And we're going to continue to do it, talking about the Thursday night games and the major, bullet points. But I think it's not going to transition fully into NFL predictions, podcast. I think there's definitely going to be more like Madden is probably going to be the main focus for it, but
why? We should talk a lot more.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be strictly just Madden. I think we can get a lot more viewers if we talk about other things, but
yeah, I agree. I don't know. We'll see where we get there. But anyway, who plays? I think isn't it the Giants and some other team?
Nope.
Indian Titans.
Nope. And I'm going with Indiana because the Titans lost to the Bengals.
I'm going with the Titans.
Nope. The Titans suck. They lost to the Bengals, Shane. They're complete garbage. They lost to the Bengals, Shane. The Bengals.
You want to put some money on it?
The Titans lost to the Bengals. The Bengals, Shane. The Bengals.
Everybody has bad games. You realize the Seahawks, the Super Bowl winning Seahawks.
And that's the second loss in a row for the Titans.
Oh, say the Titans win. Watch. Just watch tonight. Don't believe me. Just watch.
No. The Titans are complete garbage.
Do you how many? Do you want to put money on it? You want to put coins on it? You want to do anything?
No, I'm not. No.
Oh yeah, and also Nick, who's winning their division right now in the AFC South,
I don't know who.
It's definitely not the Jaguars. It's definitely not the Colts. It might be. I don't know how the Texans are doing, but it's either between the Titans or the Texans, and I'm pretty sure
it's the Titans by far.
Yeah.
Okay, but the Titans suck.
They don't.
They lost 2 games in a row so far, and one of them was to the Bengals.
Guess what? The Seahawks are going to lose Sunday. I'll give you that prediction right now.
Yeah. But the Titans lost 2 games in a row, and one of them was against the Bengals.
Yeah, but guess what? They're still
of all teams.
They're still winning their division. So
okay, but they still lost to the Bengals, Trey.
Nick, what you're missing is that a loss is still a loss in the NFL, and a win is a win.
Exactly. So that means the Titans are complete garbage if they lose against the Bengals.
How can a team be complete garbage if they're 6-2?
Yeah, and they're winning.
Because the Bengals are one of the worst teams right now. Well, I can't say that because they beat the Titans.
The Titans definitely aren't the worst team in the NFL if they're 6-2.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nick. Yeah, sometimes, man, I wonder, like, if you just watch and you're like, damn, they suck because they lost a game. Like, I don't care who they lose to. I mean...
So you don't care so you wouldn't care if the Jets blew out the Patriots?
I mean, would it be embarrassing? Yes,
what if that actually did happen?
But a loss is a loss. Because they're not going to... Right, so, I mean, it doesn't matter. If the Titans aren't garbage...
Yeah, so... You would just be okay with you would just be okay if the Patriots lost to the garbage team like the Jets.
I didn't say I'd be okay with it. I said a loss is a loss still.
Oh.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who the team is. It could be against the #1 team in the NFL or the least ranked team is still a loss. Like
the only time I get excited is like, let's say the Seahawks are rebuilding. And they're starting to have a young team again, and they're on the come up, and they win a bunch of games and then lose to like they did like Atlanta in 2012. That to me was like, okay, we have a team. We have like the loss stung, but it showed that we had a team on the upcoming. And they lost in the divisional round, Nick. That's, I guess, what I'm trying to say. They lost in the divisional round there. We lost to the Patriots in the Super Bowl on the 1-yard line. And I wasn't mad as much as losing the Super Bowl, as I knew the LOB and the offense was done. I knew that dynasty was over.
Can I say something real fast?
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I don't agree with Trey that the Titans are gonna win the AFC South. I just don't. I don't think they're that good this year. I don't see it. I don't.
They're gonna win the AFC South.
Who's gonna win the AFC South then? Because it's not gonna be the Jags.
The AFC. Wait, is the AFC South after the playoffs?
Do you know how the NFL
Okay,
works
all right, never mind. Okay, I can't say that. No, never mind. I changed my mind. No, I agree with Trey. Sorry, never mind.
Yeah,
I got it mixed up. My bad.
And you know how many times like a good team loses to a shit team? It happens like every weekend. It happens all the time in college football.
Here, Minnesota beat Green Bay.
Yeah, in college football, there could be okay, so what happens in college football is that sometimes there can be like a Division I school, and for confidence they'll travel to like some slapdick, Division III mom and pop school, and sometimes they'll lose.
Appalachian State versus Michigan.
Yeah, it happens. It happens all the time.
Anyways,
it's not all cut and dry like you make it out to seem. It's not Madden where it's like ratings and this and that.
Yeah, it's not Madden like if me and you played all the time, Nick.
oh, okay.
I'm joking.
Wow.
I'm joking, Nick. I really am.
Anyway, but can we go back to week 9 and talk about the predictions for tonight?
Yeah, Indianapolis is losing to Titans.
Okay, well, let's talk about week 9.
Rams are beating the Seahawks.
That's not week 9. Week 9. I'm talking about
10.
week 9.
Okay, whatever.
Anyway, let's talk about
wait a minute. How can we make a prediction on week 9 if it's over?
No, I said the predictions for tonight.
That's week 10.
Okay, week 10. Yeah, the predictions for Thursday night. That's what I said.
So,
I got
okay.
Titans. Sorry, I'll quit laughing.
Okay. Anyway. No, sorry. Wait, are we going to talk about week 9 at all?
I think that I'm going to make a bold prediction, and I'm going to say that the Patriots are going to come back hungry. You know, they came off a win. You know, they're handling a lot of adversity more than ever. Bill Belichick's gonna, you know, he's tired of losing. He's gonna want to avenge, and we're gonna be able to contain the Ravens and Lamar Jackson.
No.
Because if you look at the Chiefs game, we were able to hold Mahomes in check for pretty much the whole game. So.
Okay, but Shane, Mahomes isn't Lamar Jackson either.
Mahomes is way better than Lamar. Way better.
I don't think the Patriots are gonna beat the Ravens, Trey. I'm sorry, I really don't.
No, I think the Ravens will win because their defense is awesome. Dude, Lamar Jackson, I don't know if you guys heard that, but did you see Lamar Jackson say the defense is calling out our plays? Like, how embarrassing is that? Like, audible then, homie. Or run it and say stop it.
For real.
Like, don't complain. That just shows that you're kind of
scared. See, that's my point, that he's a bust.
He's definitely not a bust. Holy shit, that's like...
He is a bust.
You're fine, Trey.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Shane.
I had to stop myself from saying something really bad, but how in the hell are you going to tell someone's a bust when they literally won MVP?
Because like Shane just said he was garbage, didn't you, Shane?
He won the MVP.
I don't remember exactly what I said. I said it's embarrassing that he got mad that the defense calls out his plays. I don't know if I said garbage. I did say to Trey that I don't think he's that good of a passer. I've said that before, and then people have been like, yeah, but look at his passing numbers. Well, yeah, if they stack 8 or 9 in the box and you have John Brown go over the top, then of course he's gonna.
Exactly my point. My point. Like.
That's why in the playoffs he looks horrible right now, and that's why he's upset that the defense calls plays. When have you heard a Tom
And that's
Brady?
That's why he got locked down by the Titans.
I'm just saying, like, Trey, from my point on this, I know you like Lamar, but when have you heard like a Tom Brady or Russell Wilson or a Patrick Mahomes go to the media and be upset that the defense calls out the plays?
Well, they would never say that because they're veterans.
Yeah.
Especially Brady.
But they didn't even do it when they're young.
Yeah. I agree. I agree that that's kind of, you know, whatever. But I mean, Lamar Jackson, he has a scheme that fits him though. Like the offense that they literally build an offense that supports Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. Do I think he's the best QB in the league? No, I don't think he was the best QB last year. Do I think he's an amazing athlete? Yeah, I think he's phenomenal. I think he's like in the 1% of the 1% of athletes. And like, that is incredible.
At running back, yes, he's amazing. At quarterback, horrible. They should. I don't even know why they call him a quarterback. They should put him at running back.
I don't think he's a horrible QB. I just don't think he's as good as some people thought he was. I think he's an average QB passing-wise. I'll say that. If I'm going to be fair, he's an average QB throwing the ball and a phenomenal runner.
Yeah, and I'll even say that I thought Russell Wilson should have got MVP last year. The only reason that Russell Wilson hasn't gotten the MVP is because he's been consistent for so long, but the way that the NFL is when there's a new shiny toy like Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson, then people are going to forget about him and just gravitate towards the
yeah, and I agree with that on the Russ comment. Just not because he's my QB. I like when I'm on the podcast, I like to be honest. Actually, when I talk most of the time, I'm honest. It's because he is what you said. He is consistent. You're going to get 35, 34 touchdowns from him a year. But the only problem is boring. We see him do this every year. Oh, look, here's Patrick Mahomes. He's shiny. Oh, look, here's Lamar. So I agree with you, bro. I don't think Russell Wilson will ever win it. And this year, I think he killed himself with the 2 bad games. And I think it's because of the defense. But
we completely went off talking about Week 9.
Week 10.
I am confused what you're talking about, Nick. Like, we talking
No,
about Week 9
I want to talk about
10?
all the games. I want to talk about all the games that just happened in Week 9.
Okay, so that wouldn't be predictions. That would be talking about
results.
sorry.
Results, sorry. That's what I meant to say. Let's talk about the results. And let's start with the Bucs and the Saints game.
Perfectly. So do the Buccaneers suck?
No, but against the Saints they do.
No, I mean, but are they trash, Nick? Because I'm trying to use kind of like the logic you're using. They lost 38-3. That's embarrassing for an NFL team. So they're not trash.
I know, and the Saints are 2-0 against them because every time this year the Bucs played the Saints, they always both games that got blown out. But
the Bills game against the Seahawks defense is horrible. Russ is starting to push it, starting to make some bad decisions because he knows his defense can't stop a Breeze.
Oh yeah. Whoa. So I'm just gonna. Can I just say this real fast, Shane? How in the hell is? Because I'm gonna talk about this. Or we talk about the Discord. How in the hell is Iron gonna say that the Bucs have a good defense when they didn't stop a single thing against the Saints?
Aren't the Buccaneers? I think the Buccaneers are a top 10 defense, bro.
Antonio and even everyone, all the analysts, everyone that reviewed the game, they all said Antonio Brown played more defense than the Bucs defense.
Yeah, but here's the thing. That's why you don't jump to one extreme. The Buccaneers defense isn't trash. They're a top 10 defense. You have bad games. Just like the Seahawks offense might lay an egg one game and score like 17 points. And people will be like, oh, the Seahawks offense is trash. But they're not. It's the NFL. People have bad games.
Yeah.
Right.
That was definitely a bad game. But
Trey, I'm just going to ask you this while we're on live. How are you going to say that Tom Brady's better than Drew Brees when Drew Brees has beat Tom Brady again in the most TD passes?
Tom Brady's better than Brees.
Okay. Here's what I'll say to this. A couple weeks ago, you said, and I quote, Tom Brady isn't as good as Drew Brees because he didn't have the passing record.
Yeah, and Drew Brees has beat him again in the passing record.
Okay. Well, here's my thing. There's quarterbacks out there that are stat whores. Patrick Mahomes, prime example. Aaron Rodgers, prime example. There's quarterbacks out there that care about their stats more than winning the game. Tom Brady is a quarterback that wants to win. He doesn't care about the stats. He's a team player. He wants to win the game. That's what he is. So that's why stats don't matter, is because there's quarterbacks that care about stats more than winning.
Here's a perfect example, Nick, off what Trey's saying, is they asked Russell Wilson, why did you throw that red zone pick on 4th down? Why didn't you throw it away? And he said, why would I throw it away? I don't care about an interception. I'm trying to make a play on 4th down. Because, see, people are worried about the stats. And, like, for me, Aaron Rodgers to me is like a god, okay? He's
a great passer.
He's literally like a top 3 QB of all time to me. And then I hear and that's my personal belief. When I watch him, I'm like, what an amazing arm. what amazing accuracy, all that stuff, right? And then I realized that they said something like when his team trails by 4 at half or 3 at half, I don't remember exactly now, he hasn't won a game. How are you a Hall of Fame QB then?
There's multiple quarterbacks that
Wait, you think Aaron Rodgers is a Hall of Fame QB?
Yes.
Yeah, no doubt. I think he is.
First ballot.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, what Trey was saying.
But what I'm saying is that you'll see quarterbacks all the time, and I'm not saying that Drew Brees and Patrick Mahomes, like they're all great quarterbacks, but
Can you agree that? Yeah, I was gonna say, can you agree that Drew Brees is still? Do you agree with me that he's probably gonna make the Hall of Fame?
Can you fill this water?
Of course. Yeah. But you'll still see quarterbacks. You'll see quarterbacks all the time, like even when someone's double covered or they make throws that are risky, that they make those throws knowing that there's a chance that it's going to get picked off because they care about the stats more than they care about getting their team to win. And Tom Brady is like the most selfishness like quarterback that there is, because he doesn't care about what the critics have to say. Like, the only thing he's concerned about is winning. Like, that's it. Like, as long as they get the W, then that's what matters. But there's quarterbacks that want to get the stats. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so, but how do you feel about the Bucks not even scoring one touchdown in that whole game?
It happens.
I think that Antonio Brown probably gave Tom Brady cocaine before the game. I think that's going to be the new scandal.
Did you see that pick, Trey, where a D lineman actually picked it?
Yeah, but that wasn't his fault there.
Yeah,
I know.
The bad play by him was when he threw cross body. Yes, I think it was on 4th down, so it's like the Russell Wilson thing. But that wasn't a good one. And the 3rd down one. And see, another thing that like is hard when you're just watching the game and you turn it off afterwards or whatever, you just go on what you see. Like Tom Brady's pick where he threw it like 15 yards overthrown. That wasn't on him per Bruce Arians. That was per the wide receiver breaking off his route when he wasn't supposed to.
Oh, okay, but isn't that on Tom Brady too?
No.
Not waiting to throw it?
No, like if I think it's a slant play, I'm the QB. The play is a slant play, and the wide receiver gets confused and thinks it's the curl route. I'm throwing it to a spot.
Yeah. Nick, when a quarterback throws a route, he's not throwing to the wide receiver. He's throwing to where the route is supposed to be. That's literally like, if you ever play quarterback, that's like the first thing that they teach you is that you're.
But isn't it supposed to be accurate to the receiver?
But he thought it was a post. He thought it was a corner post route, or not a post route. Excuse me, a corner route, a deep out corner route. And I don't know who the wide receiver was. He broke it off like a comeback route, so it's gonna look embarrassing.
But it was just a confusion.
Yeah, it was more confusion, more than anything. And here another thing, like Mahomes, we're talking in the Discord. Nate, remember how I said Mahomes has 25 touchdowns for 1 pick? They did a next generation stat that I didn't know about, that he should have 8 or 9 picks, but the defense has dropped catchable balls, and by catchable balls, they're saying that like it was right to their hands or like in the area, and they just didn't come up with it. So he's kind of gotten bailed out in the first half of the year on that, which, I mean, it doesn't matter. It just was a funny stat that I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, plus Andy Reid is like an offensive genius. Like, if you ever watch the Chiefs, it's like their receivers are always open.
Yeah, see, that's what I was going to say, too. Can you imagine, like, a Russell Wilson with the Chiefs, or even McVay for the Rams? Can you imagine Russ behind the Rams with McVay or like you said, Reid? Like, Pete Carroll's a great coach. He's a Hall of Famer. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame, but he's more defensive-minded. He'd rather do what he did when he won the Super Bowl. Have a QB that can make some passes, run the read option, a running back that can pound the ball, and then a defense that can shut the game down. You know what I mean? And Andy Reid is like, let's spread them out. Let's run this kind of play. McVay is, hey, let's run this reverse play, this bubble screen.
The RPOs.
Yeah, it's like, here, I'll use this for a simple fact. It would be more like a Pete Carroll type of coach. Because in the NFL, like in Madden, that's how I play. You guys see it.
Yeah.
I'm way better at defense. I'm way better comfortable at calling defensive plays and setups than like the pass setups against the top players.
Yeah, and that just goes back to like what your strong suits are and
Yeah, it's just your personality. So if I was a coach, right, and I'm like, okay, Shane, your team loses, and you're like you're good players, because I would say I'm a good Madden player. I would go out and hire like a Skimbo or a Kiv or a Decroft on offense to run my offense, and I run my defense. You know what I mean, though?
Yeah.
Like, I've been told by numerous pros that my defense is one of the best they've played against. Mo told me that. Skimbo's told me that. Hollywood's told me that. Voltrax even said that my defense was really, really good last year. Do you know who I am?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the offense is what holds me back. So I would go hire a guy like Decroft or like I think you said Fancy or Skimbo or Kiv.
Yeah, Fancy is like really good. Like, yeah.
And it's crazy, like, even on that, man. Madden is not anywhere near NFL, okay? It's not even close. But there's so many times that I'm watching a game and I watch this guy lose 31-28 over and over when he gets eliminated. And I'm like, if he had any defense, he would win. He might even win a title. And then I think to myself, well, if I was an elite passer against pros, I'd probably have belts. And it's just how it works, just like the NFL.
Yeah. And I do think that there's glitchy stuff in Madden, obviously, but I mean, if you look at the way young Kiv plays on offense, like a lot of the route combos that he comes up with are like mesh concepts, like flood concepts, like a lot of passers are like real world like route concepts in the NFL.
Oh yeah, I mean it's just a difference. It doesn't mean like in my opinion, I would take a Pete Carroll over Sean McVay. A lot of Seahawk fans want Sean McVay over Pete Carroll, but Pete Carroll has a championship. McVay doesn't. Well, that's because he has Russell and not Goff. Well, in the year they went to the Super Bowl, Goff had a tremendous year, and then Bill Belichick just kind of mind screwed Sean McVay. If you want to know the truth.
Yep.
Anyway, let's talk about the Steelers. I think the Steelers are going to go to the Super Bowl this year with their undefeated record.
I think it'll be the Steelers or the Chiefs.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
But
Let's talk about the worst division known to man.
No. Let's talk about the Steelers first.
Okay.
Man, are we gonna make this a 3-hour podcast?
Yeah.
Like I got stuff to do soon.
No, but let's talk about the Steelers.
I mean,
I think the Steelers are doing good because they have Big Ben back. Because last year when they didn't have him, they're doing horrible. Now that they have him back, I think that makes them a lot better.
Sure, a Hall of Fame QB will always make the team better. But he has 18 touchdowns and 4 picks, which is phenomenal. That's 4.5 to 1 touchdown ratio, which it would be top ever if he did that for a career. So he's playing phenomenal. But if you notice, he's like 6th or 7th for touchdowns, and the reason why is because he doesn't have to do that much. The defense is phenomenal. Just like Patrick Mahomes. His defense, I think, is like 3rd in the NFL.
Yeah,
but isn't the Steelers isn't the Steelers like 1st or 2nd?
In what? Defense? I think so.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like the Arizona Cardinals. Top 10 defense, top 10 offense. Actually, the Seahawks should be terrible. If you want to know the truth, Nick, they should be garbage. They're lucky that they have Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf, and Tyler Lockett.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, but Yeah, I know. We need the Steelers defensive coordinator, Shane. Imagine if we had a Steelers defensive coordinator.
I don't think our defense is as good though. Like it's easy to blame a coach, and yeah, I think Ken Norton is not great. I don't think he's that good at all. If you want to know the
He's
truth,
straight mother dog.
but bro, the
Yeah.
defense isn't that good. You realize that on 4-man rushes, the Seahawks can't get in at all.
We have
But-
Jamal Adams, Carlos Dunlap,
And what's that matter? Jamal Adams is trash.
and
in
Bobby
coverage.
Wagner and KJ. Wait, did you just say Jamal Adams was trash?
In coverage, yeah, he's trash. He's
Oh, I
He's
thought
garbage.
you meant overall he's trash.
no.
Oh. Okay. Well. So do you think the Steelers are making them playoffs? I mean, obviously, but Shane, Trey,
Yeah, I think they'll go far for sure.
do you think they're gonna hold their undefeated record to the playoffs?
No.
Yeah, we'll have to see, but
So who do you think they lose to?
I gotta actually hurry on this podcast. I got
Okay,
text
yeah,
messages.
All right, yeah, but okay, just ask this question: when do you think? How long do you think they're gonna hold their undefeated record for?
What's that? I don't know, honestly.
Oh, you don't? Oh, okay.
I actually got to wrap this up, man. We went way too long, and I'm getting
All
blown
right.
up. So,
Yeah,
all right,
my
guys.
bad,
So,
Shane.
unfortunately, we didn't get
Oh
to
no,
half the crap.
you didn't answer the question,
What?
the topic question for this week.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're way over. I have stuff to do.
yeah, we'll get to it next
Yeah,
time.
I got.
But
I actually
anyways,
got to go. I have to go.
Yeah.
So, all right,
right.
man. All right, guys. This is West Coast Podcast.